Today, we're diving into one of the most sensitive signs of the zodiac, Cancer. If you've ever had a Cancer in your life, you know they're emotional, caring, and incredibly intuitive. But there are some things you should avoid saying to a Cancer at all costs, unless you want to unleash the wrath of the crab. So, let's get into 10 things you should never say to a Cancer. Number 1. Why are you so sensitive? Cancers are ruled by the moon, the celestial body that governs emotions, intuition, and the subconscious. So, when you ask a Cancer why they're so sensitive, it's like asking the ocean why it has waves. Sensitivity isn't a choice for them, it's a natural state of being. When you dismiss their feelings with a comment like this, you're essentially invalidating their entire emotional world. Cancers feel deeply and are often attuned to the undercurrents of emotions that others might miss. Their sensitivity is what makes them such incredible friends, partners, and caregivers. They can pick up on your mood without you even saying a word. But when you question their sensitivity, you're telling them that their emotions are too much, that they need to suppress a part of themselves. And let me tell you, that's a surefire way to push a Cancer away. Number 2, just get over it. Telling a Cancer to get over it is like telling the tide not to rise. It's just not going to happen. Cancers are known for their memory, and they hold on to experiences, especially emotional ones, for a long time. When they're hurt, it cuts deep, and they need time to process those feelings. Rushing them through their emotional process can feel incredibly dismissive. For a Cancer, emotions are not just fleeting moments, they are profound experiences that shape their entire worldview. By telling them to just get over it, you're ignoring the depth of their emotional experience. Instead of offering support, you're telling them that their feelings are a burden, something to be swept under the rug. This can make them feel even more isolated and misunderstood. If you really care about the Cancer in your life, give them the space and time they need to work through their emotions. Number 3, you're overreacting. This one stings because it hits right at the heart of a Cancer's biggest fear, that they're too much. When you tell a Cancer they're overreacting, you're essentially telling them that their emotions are invalid, that they're being irrational. Cancers are deeply intuitive and often pick up on things that others might miss. So, what seems like an overreaction to you might actually be a perfectly reasonable response to the energies they're sensing. They're not just reacting to the situation at hand, but to the entire emotional landscape. When you minimize their feelings, you're cutting off their ability to express themselves fully. This can lead to a Cancer withdrawing into their shell, becoming distant and hard to reach. Instead of dismissing their feelings, try to understand where they're coming from. You might be surprised at the depth of insight that they have. Number 4, why are you so clingy? Cancers are known for their deep attachment to the people they care about. They love fiercely and are incredibly loyal, sometimes to a fault. But calling them clingy is a harsh judgment on something that is a core part of who they are. For a Cancer, relationships are everything. They thrive on emotional connection and need to feel secure in their bonds with others. When you call them clingy, you're telling them that their love is too much, that their need for connection is a flaw. This can make them feel ashamed of their natural instincts and cause them to withdraw. But here's the thing, Cancers are only clingy when they care. If they didn't care, they wouldn't bother. So instead of labeling them, try to appreciate the depth of their affection and the lengths they'll go to make sure you feel loved and supported. Number 5, you're too emotional. Calling a Cancer too emotional is like telling a fish it's too wet. Cancers are water signs, and their emotions are an integral part of who they are. They experience life through the lens of their feelings, and this is what gives them their incredible empathy and intuition. But when you tell a Cancer they're too emotional, you're asking them to shut off a vital part of themselves. This can be incredibly damaging, as it forces them to question the very thing that makes them who they are. Cancers often feel like they're being punished for their emotions, which can lead them to bottling up their feelings until they explode. Instead of criticizing them, try to understand the depth of their emotions and the wisdom that comes with them. Remember, their emotional nature is what makes them so caring and compassionate. Number 6, stop being so dramatic. Cancers can be passionate, especially when it comes to matters of the heart, but calling them dramatic is a surefire way to make them feel misunderstood. What might seem like drama to you is often just a Cancer expressing their deep feelings. They don't do things halfway, especially when it comes to emotions. So, when you tell them to stop being dramatic, you're telling them to dial back a part of themselves that's intrinsic to who they are. This can lead them to feeling stifled and even cause them to question their own feelings. It's important to remember that Cancers are not trying to cause a scene, they're simply expressing the depth of what they're feeling. If you can't handle that, it might be worth examining why you're uncomfortable with such emotional honesty. Number 7, you're too nostalgic. Cancers are known for their deep connection to the past. They cherish memories and often hold on to mementos that remind them of significant moments in their lives. But calling them too nostalgic can feel like a criticism of their tendency to reflect on the past. For a Cancer, the past is a source of comfort and wisdom. They look back not to dwell, but to learn and remember the love and connections that have shaped them. When you tell a Cancer they're too nostalgic, you're essentially telling them to let go of something that brings them comfort. This can feel like a rejection of their need for emotional security. Instead of dismissing their nostalgia, try to understand why certain memories are so important to them. You might find that their reflections on the past can offer valuable insights into your present relationship. Number 8, why can't you let it go? Cancers are known for their ability to hold on to things, whether it's a grudge, a memory, or a feeling. But when you ask Cancer why they can't let something go, you're asking them to disregard their natural tendency to process emotions deeply. For a Cancer, letting go is not just about moving on, it's about making peace with the past. This takes time, and pushing them to let go before they're ready can feel incredibly invalidating. It's important to remember that Cancers need to work through their emotions at their own pace. Rushing them or pressuring them to move on can cause them to shut down emotionally. If you really want to help a Cancer let go of something, offer them support and understanding as they work through their feelings. They'll let go when they're ready and not a moment sooner. Number 9, you're smothering me. One of the most hurtful things you can say to a Cancer is that they're smothering you. Cancers express their love through care and nurturing, and when they're told that their love is too much, it can be devastating. For a Cancer, caring for someone is their way of showing love and commitment. When you tell them that their care feels like smothering, you're rejecting their love in its purest form. This can cause a Cancer to retreat into their shell, becoming distant and withdrawn. It's important to remember that Cancers only smother when they care deeply. If their affection feels overwhelming, it might be worth examining why you're uncomfortable with being loved so intensely. Instead of pushing them away, try to communicate your need for space in a way that doesn't make them feel like their love is a burden. Number 10, you're too needy. Finally, telling a Cancer they're too needy is one of the most hurtful things you can say. Cancers have a deep need for emotional security and connection. They value relationships above all else and need to feel close to the people they care about. When you tell a Cancer they're too needy, you're rejecting their need for connection and intimacy. This can make them feel like they're asking for too much, even when they're only asking for what they need to feel secure. It's important to remember that Cancers are not being needy out of insecurity. They're being needy because they care deeply about the relationship. If you can't meet their needs, it might be worth examining whether you're truly compatible. Instead of labeling them as needy, try to appreciate the depth of their commitment and the lengths they will go to make sure that the relationship thrives. When a Cancer is asking for your time or attention, it's not about them being clingy or insecure. It's about their desire to maintain a strong emotional connection. They want to know that you're as invested in the relationship as they are. By understanding this, you'll not only avoid hurting their feelings, but also strengthen your bond with them. Remember, a Cancer's need for connection is what makes them such loyal and devoted partners. And there you have it, 10 things you should never say to a Cancer. If you have a Cancer in your life, remember that they experience emotions on a deep, profound level. By understanding and respecting their emotional world, you can build a solid and mutually beneficial relationship with a Cancer. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more astrological insights. And if you're a Cancer, let me know in the comments if any of these points resonate with you, or if you have any more points about what to never say to a Cancer. Thanks for watching.